So I talked about the Toronto Maple Leafs earlier and kind of did a little bit of an autopsy on their season and how they always have the expectations and how they always fail to live up to them. Well, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the Winnipeg Jets now because this is a team. The last couple of years, they've built themselves up into a pretty good team. And they're another team. They can't get over the hump. They just can't seem to get over the hump. They had a great season this year. And I wanted to kind of go back and look at past records that they've had since they moved from Atlanta. So we're talking 2000 the 2011-2012 season. So their first season back in Winnipeg, they finished with a record of 37, 35, and 10. That was 84 points, a 512 points percentage. So I mean, not bad, especially coming from Atlanta, where it was purgatory basically. I mean, Atlanta, it was not a good spot for them. Then their second year, 2012-2013, this was a shortened season. It was a lockout shortened season. They played 48 games. They had a record of 24, 21, and 3. 51 points, a 531 points percentage. So they had a better points percentage in their second year in Winnipeg. We go to the third year, 2013-2014. They finished with a record identical to their first year. 37, 35, and 10. 84 points, a 512 points percentage. I looked at that and I thought, wait, what? I literally thought I looked at the same record twice for the same year. Oh, 2 different seasons, same record. Now, needless to say, they did not make the playoffs in either of those first 3 years. Their fourth year in Winnipeg, they make the playoffs. 2014-2015, they finished with a record of 43, 26, and 13. 99 points. Just missed 100 points. That is a 604 points percentage. Their first trip to the playoffs since being back in Winnipeg. They get swept by the Anaheim Ducks 4-0. But this is good. This is a good build-up for them. This is a good little, good start. We get into the fifth year in 2015-16, and the wheels kind of fall off. They finish with a record of 35, 39, and 8. 78 points, a 476 points percentage. So they go from 99 points in 2014-15 to 78 points the next year. Definitely not great. I mean, a 21-point drop. Yeah, definitely not good. Needless to say, they did not make the playoffs. That was a 476 points percentage. 2016-2017, they improve again. They finish with a record of 40, 35, and 7. 87 points, a 530 points percentage. So again, I mean, they're above 500. They're above 500 points percentage, which is good. And but again, they missed the playoffs. They didn't get in. Now 2017-2018. Now this was a big season for them. Big improvement. 52, 20, and 10. Amazing record. It was them and the Nashville Predators that were going back and forth to see potentially which team could win the President's Trophy. Winnipeg, they end up finishing second in the division, but they made a little bit of a run in this one. So yeah, they finished 52, 20, and 10, 114 points, a 695 points percentage. Now this was a good run they made. They beat Minnesota in the first round 4-1. Then they beat Nashville 4-3 in the second round. So, conference finals, the only time they've made the conference final. They get to the conference final, and they run into a first-year Vegas Golden Knights team that was on a magical expansion year run. Vegas takes them out 4-1. But it's at that point when you're thinking, okay, Winnipeg is emerging into a contender here. We're thinking they're contenders now. This is good. They're a contending team now. You go to 2018, 2019. Definitely a disappointing season compared to the season before. 47, 30, and 5. 99 points. So they went from 114 points down to 99 and a 604 points percentage. They make the playoffs. They lost in the first round to the St. Louis Blues 4-2. But again, decent record. Still decent record. They're making the playoffs. And, so it's like, okay, cool. But then we get into 2020. And of course, 2020, the crazy season that nobody ever really wants. It's very simple. It's kind of like Voldemort. He whose name should not be mentioned. Yeah, 2020. A lot of people are like, the season that maybe shouldn't be mentioned. But when it comes to history, we have to mention it. 2020, they finished with a record of 37, 28, and 6, 80 points, a 563 points percentage. They lost in the qualifying round to the Calgary Flames 3-1. Now, again, qualifying round, so that technically means they weren't a playoff team. Then we get into 2020, 2021. Now, this is the year where everything, the divisions changed, teams from the East and the West combined. All the Canadian teams were lumped into one division because you couldn't cross the border. Again, because, reasons. And, so we get the Canadian division. Winnipeg finishes with a record of 30, 23, and 3. This is a 56-game season. 30, 23, and 3 record, 63 points, a 563 points percentage. They get into the first. They get into the first round in the Canadian Division playoffs. They sweep the Edmonton Oilers 4-0. Just brush them aside. They get to the second round. They run into Montreal, and Montreal Then they get swept aside. 4-0. Montreal sweeps them. So even in the Canadian Division, Winnipeg is disappointing. Then 2021, 2022, we get back to normal. The divisions are back to normal. They finish with a record of 39, 32, and 11, 89 points, a 543 points percentage. Did not make the playoffs. So, definitely disappointing. But then the last 3 years, they've been a constant playoff team. 2022, 2023, 46, 33, and 3 they finished. With a 46, 33, and 3 record, 95 points, a 579 points percentage. They make the playoffs. They run into an all too familiar foe from 2018. They run into the Vegas Golden Knights, and Vegas does to them what they did the first time they played them. That was beat them 4-1. So that's a first round loss. Then last year, great season last year, 52, 24, and 6. Good enough to finish second in the Central Division, 110 points, a 671 points percentage. They play in the first round. They run into the Colorado Avalanche, and Colorado just runs them right out of the building. 4-1. 4-1. Now this is where it's during this time where we're seeing Connor Hellebuck, great goaltender, great goalie in the regular season. He's already won a Vezina Trophy. He's probably going to win another one this year. He's probably even going to win the Hart Trophy. But playoffs are what matter. And he's not really showing that he's a playoff goaltender. This is where that's kind of showing here. After the Colorado series, he fantastic regular season goaltender. Postseason, not so much. So we get into then this year. An unbelievable year. They win, 14 of their first 15 or 15 of their first 16 games? I mean, they got off to this amazing start. They were running everybody, just running through everybody. They end up finishing. They finished with a record of 56, 22, and 4. Fantastic record. The best record they have ever finished with since being in Winnipeg in 2011. They win the President's Trophy. They were going back and forth with Washington. Washington kind of tailed off. Winnipeg did just enough to hold off the Dallas Stars for the division, and they end up winning the division. They win the President's Trophy. 56, 22, and 4, 116 points, a 707 points percentage. Amazing season. Connor Hellebuck, gonna win the Vezina Trophy. Probably gonna win the Hart Trophy. Fantastic regular season. Playoff start. What happens? Playoff Connor shows up. It takes them 7 games to dispatch the St. Louis Blues in the first round. And honestly, I thought St. Louis was going to knock them out in the first round. I did. I thought for sure St. Louis was going to take them out in the first round. But they didn't. St. Louis in that 7th game, they were leading. They were leading by 2. They couldn't hold it. St. Louis or Winnipeg, they find a way to win in Game 7 to force that 7th game, or to advance. They end up running into the Dallas Stars. Now the Dallas Stars, I remember saying in videos, I thought Dallas, the way Dallas was playing, they were going to eventually catch Winnipeg and pass them in the division. Because I thought the Dallas Stars, they're legit. They're legit. They're probably the best team in the Central. But then Dallas goes and proceeds to lose the last 7 regular season games, so it kind of makes everybody think, well, maybe Dallas isn't that great. Well, we get into that playoff round, and yeah, the Dallas Stars show just how good they are and just how much better they are than Winnipeg. Playoff Connor Hellebuck couldn't seem to stop a cold. It was just very, very odd. And yeah, so Connor Hellebuck, the last couple of years, I was trying to look up here, like past seasons that he's had. I mean, he's had some pretty darn good, seasons here. I mean, he finished this year, the regular season. He finished with a 2.0 goals against average and a .925 save percentage. In the last couple of years before that, a .921, a .920, a .910, a .916. I mean, he has been one of the top goaltenders in the league throughout an entire season for years. I mean, dating all the way back. I mean, ever since he was drafted, basically. I mean, he was drafted in 2012, but I mean, his career stats, he comes into the league in 2015-16. He's been over 900 every year. His playoffs this year, he had, now I go back to his regular season. He had a 2.0 goals against and a 925 save percentage. Amazing. This year in the playoffs, a 3.08 goals against average and an 866 save percentage. That's not going to get it done. It's not. A full goal more in his goals against and his save percentage dropping from a 925 to 866. Yeah, it's just Connor Hellebuck he's a totally different goalie from regular season to the playoffs. It's just I don't know why. I don't understand why he falls apart in the playoffs. I don't understand it. I mean, his career playoffs, he's played in 58 career playoff games. He has a goals against average of 2.90 and a 903 save percentage. That's not good enough. It's not. It's not good enough to get this team to where they want to get to. They want to be a Stanley Cup champion. They want to be a contender. Connor Hellebuck's going to be the guy who's going to have to lead them there, but regular season Connor Hellebuck has got to show up in the playoffs. And unless that happens, Winnipeg is not going to win. They're just not. I mean, the best season they've ever had this year, 56 wins. And they're done. They're done in the second round in 6 games to the Dallas Stars. I don't know. I don't know what Winnipeg has to do to change their fortunes. I mean, they can only do what they can do. I mean, they are a good team. I mean, they've finished with over 50 wins the last 2 seasons. But again, it doesn't mean anything if the results aren't there in the playoffs. And I mean, Winnipeg, they win the President's Trophy for the first time ever, and same result. You know, out in the second round, losing to a division rival in the playoffs, and it honestly just kind of goes to show that when it comes to the teams in that division, they're the third best team in that division behind Dallas and Colorado. Dallas and Colorado are the top dogs in that division. No matter where Winnipeg finished here, Dallas and Colorado are 1-2 in the Central. Winnipeg is third. They're the third best team in the Central Division. And until they can figure out how to get the job done, unless Connor Hellebuck can figure out how regular season Connor Hellebuck can play in the playoffs. Unless regular season Connor Hellebuck shows up in the playoffs, Winnipeg's not going anywhere. And I hate to say that because I would love to see the Jets do something. I really would. I actually picked them to go to the conference final this year. I was thinking maybe this year they might be able to put a run together. Nope. Ultimately not. And Connor Hellebuck, especially this year, he was fantastic at home. He was hot garbage on the road. It's literally like he couldn't play on the road. He had no clue what to do. Great on home ice. On the road, basically unusable. I don't know why. I really don't. But this was, this was the Winnipeg Jets, and they're. And I don't know. I don't know what they do. I don't know what do they do? What do you guys think the Winnipeg Jets do? Do the Jets try to blow anything up? Do they do what I think a lot of people think the Toronto Maple Leafs should do? Do you think they need to blow up to blow it up? Do you think they need a different GM? Do you think they need to, cast off some players? What do you guys think? What does Winnipeg do? What can the Winnipeg Jets do to make themselves a playoff team? I don't know. I don't know what they do, but I would love to see the Winnipeg Jets become a team that can be reckoned with. Just right now, great regular season team. The results aren't there come playoff time. Let me know, though, in the comments what you guys think. Smash that like button. Hit that like button. It definitely helps the channel out. Hit that subscribe button also. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. That also helps the channel out, helps me out also. And, I would love to have you have, I love having you guys here. Also to share this video with everyone that you know. If you have friends and family out there that love hockey like you do, like I do, and they love watching hockey stuff on YouTube, let them know about the channel. I would love to have every hockey fan in the world. I would love to have you all join me here at Larry's House of Hockey. And also hit that little notification bell that will notify you anytime future videos are uploaded. That way I know I can see you guys back here whenever videos are uploaded. And again, let me know, what do the Jets have to do? What can they do to turn this around? Because that's the best season they've ever had. 56 wins and done in the second round. What can they do better? What do they have to do better? What does Connor Hellebuck have to do to be better in the playoffs? I honestly don't know. I'd love to know, though, what some of you guys think. So, yeah. Again, hit that like button. Helps the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Share the video. And yeah. I would love to see the Winnipeg Jets make a run, but, man, it's so hard. It's so hard to see him be able to do it. Especially when you have a goaltender that is his play is so much different and so much worse come playoff time. To go from a .925 save percentage to an .866, it's not good enough. To go from a 2.0 goals against average to a 3.08, it's not good enough. That's got to change. For that to change, I don't know what Hellebuck's got to do, but that's got to change. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do they got to do? Again, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I will see you guys later.